Hi, this is Diane Lovetobake on YouTube, and what we're going to make are cookies. But the type of cookies we're going to make are oatmeal, but yes, they're a soft, chewy oatmeal. Someone recently wrote to me and asked about my oatmeal cookie recipes, and I have several on my channel, but they wanted it soft, yet they wanted it chewy. Well, this is the cookie for them, and hopefully maybe for a lot of other people too. It's an easy, it's a quick recipe, and it's a good recipe. So let's get started. I like the beginning because the first 6 items all just go into your mixing bowl. Now you can use your hand mixer if you prefer. I'm using my stand-up because I think it's easier and quicker for me for the video. So let's get started. First, start off with 3 cups of your quick oats, your oatmeal. 3 cups. Now, I no longer put the recipe below the video, and I'm sorry about that, but I'll explain that in a little bit. So I'll try to slowly go through the directions of the recipe. So if you want to jot it down, you'll be able to do that. So again, that was 3 cups of oats. The next thing you're going to put in is brown sugar, and we're putting 1 cup of brown sugar. And I'll just put that in my mixing bowl. Next is granulated sugar. You're also going to put 1 cup of granulated sugar. At this time, I'm just going to give it a good stir. And I want to make sure that brown sugar was sitting a little bit in the bowl, so I want to break it up. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the next thing we're going to put in. We're going to put 2 cups of all-purpose flour. We're also going to be putting in 2½ teaspoons of baking powder. That was 2½ teaspoons of baking powder to, again, 2 cups of flour. You're also going to be putting in 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And with my little whisk, I'm just going to quickly just stir that together. And yes, I'm going to put this dry right into this. And I'm going to give it a stir. All right, now a little bit of brown sugar that. Okay, so once you get that stirred, there's all those 6 ingredients that we talked about. Next, what you're going to need is either butter or margarine, up to you. Melt 1 cup and let it cool, okay? Because we don't want to be mixing eggs and with hot butter to make scrambled eggs. So you'll need 1 cup of butter or margarine, whatever you prefer. I like to put mine in the microwave, to be honest. I think it's quick and it's easy, but whatever you prefer. The next thing that you're going to need is 2 eggs, okay, at room temperature. You're also going to need 1/2 cup of condensed milk and 1 tablespoon of vanilla. So what we're going to do now is, with my little whisk, okay, I'm going to take my egg, one of my eggs here, and just stir it in there. Okay, and start adding a little bit of liquid. I'm going to put that second egg in. And I'm also going to put that half a cup of sweetened condensed milk. I'm kind of reserving the butter so that I have moisture in the cookie dough right now for mixing purposes, okay? Okay. I'm also going to put the vanilla in. I think I'm just going to put it right into the butter. It's easier. And then I'm going to just start putting that in. I'm going to turn up the mixer, so I'll warn you about the sound. Okay. And I'm going to just take my paddle out. Take my excess out here. Put that in a bowl. And then I'm going to show you what it looks like. And I want to just make sure that I'm getting to the bottom of my mixing bowl and that everything is combined. Okay, and that's how it will look. Oh, it smells so good with that butter. All right, of course, the next thing you're going to need is a cookie sheet or cookie pan. Let me get this out of the way here. And or use your mats or parchment paper. Okay. I want to show you the scoop so you get an idea of the size of the cookie. This is my small one, and I don't know if you can, hopefully can see that. I use the third size right here, and you can see the difference. So you can really get the difference. I know I used to always like when people would show on a recipe, you know, the different size scoops, so you have a, you know, a better idea, a comprehension. And this is the one that I'm using, not the largest one there, but this one. Okay, now what's really nice about this recipe is that you can make it as traditional as you want, or you can make, well, almost 4 different cookies out of it. So what I like to do is I just take an even scoop on that. And to be more the traditional route, I just go ahead and I put some raisins on the top. It's, you know, how many that you want. Now you can mix your half a cup of raisins in the whole mixture if you want to just make the oatmeal raisin cookie, okay? Then another suggestion would be, I'm using these colored coated candies that have chocolate inside, okay? And I usually put about, you know, 2 or 3 down. So there's another cookie, type of cookie for you. And if you also want to do chocolate chip, just use whatever type of flavor, milk chocolate or caramel or dark chocolate, and I just arrange them. Again, if you want to make them all oatmeal chocolate chip, use about 1/2 cup. On the these candies, a little less than 1/2 cup. It really depends, you know, but you can mix it right into the cookie dough if you want. I like to do this because I like a variety. And also, what I'm going to suggest is I went ahead and I cut up 1/2 cup of chocolate. And it can be whatever kind of chocolate that you like, bittersweet or dark chocolate or milk chocolate. And again, what I'm going to do on this is just to kind of repeat myself again, is that I'm going to take this 1/2 cup of milk chocolate, and I'm going to take that scoop out of there, and I'm going to put it all in. And then I'm just going to mix it by hand. Okay? Now, you might say, well, gee, could I add the chocolate chips also to it? Of course you could. You know, you can also add your favorite nut, maybe walnut or pecans. You know, 1/2 cup will probably do it. Okay? again, you can also garnish this with, you know, again, the chocolate candies, or, you know, add your raisins too, because, you know, oatmeal cookies go great with chocolate, you know, with raisins. I mean, you know, who can knock it, you know? So, all right, so let me just grab to show you. This is with all the chocolate mixed in together. And now space them on, because these are going to get bigger, so you don't want to put them too close. You know, keep them, you know, that 2 inches apart, maybe 2.5. Now you're going to bake them at 350 degrees, and they can take you anywhere from 10 to 12 minutes. And you know, our oven's set up so differently. So and then also if you're baking with 2 trays, of course, alternate them. And I like really taking a peek at them at about 5 minutes. If you want this cookie, again, to stay on the soft and the chewy side, you don't want to overbake them, because not only will they burn on the bottom, this particular cookie, but then they get very hard. And I think what makes this cookie, so delicious is because they're soft and they're chewy. Now, when they come out of the oven, they will of course be hot, and let them sit on your pan for just a minute or two before you take your spatula and put them on a cooling rack, because they are very well, they're soft and they will break up. So I always let them just sit for a minute or two and then move them to a cooling rack. Okay, so I'm going to rinse my hands quickly. Because I'd like to show you what they look like once they're baked up. And this is how they'll turn out. This row, as you see, I have those chocolate candies that I put in. The center row is where I mixed the 1/2 cup of cut up melt chocolate in the center, and on the end I have the raisins. Again, you can mix them all in the batter or place them on top. That's going to be up to you. They're all delicious that way. And let's break open one that has all the chocolate mixed in. This is probably my favorite. You'll have a nice golden brown on the bottom, and the tops will be rather light, especially if you want to keep them chewy. But it is a firm, you know, a hard top and a hard bottom. But when you break it open, you'll see the moisture of the cookie and the chewiness. And I know maybe you can't see that on the camera, but as I'm squeezing it, how it's coming together, how chewy they are. So they have that crisp bite to them, but then the centers are chewy. Oh, they are just delicious cookies. They really are, and they're easy. They're so easy to make, and what I like about them is that I like to do a variety of what I put in, you know, what I mix in them. Or just stay with your traditional, you know, put your favorite nut and stay with your traditional raisins. Great tasting cookie. I hope you try this recipe. Again, I'm sorry I don't list the recipe below the video. I'm not alone on this, but I got very tired of seeing my work pinned and posted and people claiming it's theirs. And I always say to everybody, please, if you got a question, you got a comment, write to me. I'd like to hear from you. And I saw so many people writing and I couldn't respond back, and it's so frustrating. So it's just not worth it anymore. So, but please solely watch Diane Lovetobake on YouTube, because that's the only place I put my videos. So if you write to me, I'm going to answer you in a timely fashion. Okay? So thank you for watching Diane Lovetobake on YouTube. Give these oatmeal chocolate chip or oatmeal raisin cookies a try. I don't think you'll be disappointed. So, thanks for watching. Stay well, stay safe, and I'll see you soon.